In this video, we'll show you how to configure the Ethernet network settings using the 4-button interface on your EBTRON Advantage 4 Gold or Hybrid Series remote transmitter. These settings define how the transmitter communicates with your building automation network over Ethernet, supporting Modbus TCP, BACnet IP or BACnet Ethernet, and TCP IP protocols. To enter the main menu from normal operation, press the up and down arrow buttons at the same time. You'll see settings appear on the screen. Press the enter button to enter the settings menu. Next, use the down arrow button to scroll until you see Ethernet. Press the enter button to open that submenu. The Ethernet menu contains several key parameters that define how your transmitter connects and communicates on the network. Let's walk through each one briefly. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. This setting determines whether the transmitter automatically receives its IP address from the network. The default is on. When DHCP is enabled, the IP address, subnet mask, and gateway values are assigned automatically and cannot be modified. If you need to manually configure these network parameters, set DHCP to off. IP address. This defines the transmitter's unique IP address on the network. The default is 10.0.5.100, but any valid IP address can be assigned by your network integrator. Use the up and down arrow buttons to set each octet and press the enter button to move between them. The IP address can only be changed when DHCP is off. Subnet mask. The subnet mask defines the network's addressing range. The default is 255.255.240.0, though this may vary depending on your network configuration. Like the IP address, the subnet mask can only be changed when DHCP is off. Network gateway. This is the IP address of the default network gateway used for routing data between the transmitter and devices on other subnets. The default gateway is 10.0.0.1, and it can only be adjusted when DHCP is off. Domain Name System. This sets the DNS server address used for name resolution. The default is 10.0.0.8. BACnet Protocol. This setting selects which BACnet communication protocol is active. The default is BACnet IP, but it can also be set to BACnet Ethernet when required by the building automation system. Modbus communication is always active by default on port 502. Device Instance Number. This assigns the transmitter's BACnet device instance, allowing it to be uniquely identified on the BACnet network. By default, this is based on the last octet of the transmitter's MAC address, but it can be changed if needed. BACnet UDP port. This sets the UDP port number used by BACnet IP communications. The default port is 47808, the standard for most BACnet IP devices. This setting typically does not need to be changed unless your network integrator specifies otherwise. You can make desired adjustments to each setting by pressing the enter button to select the parameter, then use the up or down arrow buttons to toggle between the available options. When finished with each setting, press the enter button again to save your selection. The new value will appear with an asterisk, confirming the change. You can then scroll to the next setting as desired and repeat the process. Once you are finished, you can then press the escape button several times to return to normal operation. That's it. You've successfully configured the Ethernet network settings on your EBTRON transmitter.